So I spent 500 on Rosetta Stone in 2019, used it exactly 3 times, and now I can confidently say El Gato when I see a cat. Money well spent. I also downloaded Duolingo, maintained a 7-day streak before the owl's passive-aggressive notifications made me feel like a disappointment to my ancestors, then deleted the app and pretended the whole thing never happened. I tried watching Spanish TV shows with English subtitles, which just meant I watched TV in English while Spanish words played in the background like expensive ambient noise. And after all that, I still couldn't order food in Spanish without accidentally asking the waiter to bring me the library instead of the book. For years, I thought learning a language required some kind of genetic gift that I simply wasn't born with, like perfect pitch or the ability to fold a fitted sheet properly. I'd see people who spoke multiple languages and think, well, they're just built different. Turns out, I was approaching the whole thing completely wrong, focusing on methods that linguistics research has basically proven don't work for actual communication. After reading Fluent Forever by Gabriel Weiner and spending an embarrassing amount of time on language learning forums where polyglots argue about the optimal time to introduce grammar, I realized that language learning isn't about memorizing vocabulary lists or completing app modules. It's about training your brain to think in another language through comprehensible input and active use. And if someone who once pronounced croissant as croissant in front of a French person can figure this out, you definitely can too. That interaction still haunts me, by the way. The look on her face suggested I had personally offended her entire culture. The common mistake, studying a language instead of acquiring it, here's where everyone gets this completely wrong. And I'm talking from personal experience as someone who wasted literal years doing it the wrong way. People treat language learning like studying for a test. They download an app, do 15 minutes of vocabulary drills, complete some grammar exercises, get a little green check mark, and feel accomplished. Then they try to actually speak the language and realize they can't form a single coherent sentence because their brain never learned to use the language, only to recognize patterns on a screen. There's a huge difference between language learning and language acquisition. Learning is what you do in school with textbooks and conjugation charts. Acquisition is what happens when you're a kid and you just absorb the language by being around it constantly. Research from Stephen Krashen, who's basically the godfather of language acquisition theory, shows that acquisition is way more effective than learning. But most adults try to learn their way to fluency, which is like trying to learn how to swim by reading books about swimming while standing on dry land. The problem is that apps and traditional courses are designed around explicit learning because it's easy to measure and gamify. You can track vocabulary, words memorized, and lessons completed. But none of that translates to actual communication ability, which is why you can spend 500 hours on Duolingo and still freeze up when someone actually speaks to you in that language. I know this because I am describing my exact experience. The Duolingo owl and I have a complicated relationship. The core principle, comprehensible input plus active output equals fluency. Learning a language comes down to two things that work together: comprehensible input and active output. Comprehensible input means consuming content in your target language that you mostly understand, but is slightly above your current level. Not so easy that it's boring, not so hard that it's just confusing noise. Think 80 comprehension, 20 new stuff. Active output means actually using the language to communicate, even badly. Speaking, writing, texting, whatever. Your brain needs to practice retrieving words and forming sentences under pressure. This is uncomfortable because you'll make mistakes and sound stupid, but making mistakes is literally how your brain learns. Every time you mess up and get corrected, your brain updates its internal language model. It's like debugging code, except the code is your mouth and the bugs are grammatical errors. The magic happens when you combine both. You consume content to build your passive understanding and vocabulary. Then you practice actively using that knowledge to communicate. Input fills your brain with language patterns. Output forces your brain to actually use those patterns in real time. Do this consistently over several months, and you'll be able to hold conversations. Do it for a year, and you'll be genuinely conversational. Do it for 3 years, and people will ask if you grew up speaking the language. But here's the catch. You can't skip the awkward middle phase where you sound like a toddler. Everyone wants to wait until they're ready to start speaking, but you're never ready. You just have to start speaking badly and gradually get less bad over time. Good transition, Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan. Strategy 1. Immerse yourself through content you actually enjoy. Stop trying to learn from boring textbook dialogues about Maria going to the post office to mail a letter in 1987. Instead, find content in your target language that you would genuinely enjoy even if it was in English. This could be YouTube channels, Netflix shows, podcasts, TikTok accounts, whatever. The key is that it needs to be interesting enough that you'll actually keep consuming it. I started learning Spanish by watching cooking videos on YouTube in Spanish. Not language learning content, just regular cooking videos made by Spanish speakers for Spanish speakers. At first, I understood maybe 20 and relied heavily on context clues and visual demonstrations. Someone cracks an egg, I now know that's probably the word for egg. Someone says a word while chopping onions, that's probably onion. After 3 months of watching cooking content for 30 minutes a day, my comprehension jumped to about 60. After 6 months, I could follow most cooking videos without subtitles. The reason this works is because your brain is motivated by genuine interest, not by obligation. When you're actually curious about the content, you pay closer attention and your brain works harder to understand. Plus, you're learning vocabulary and phrases in context, which is how your brain naturally acquires language. You're not memorizing sabala means onion. You're watching someone chop an onion while saying sabala, and your brain makes that connection automatically. Start with content that has visual support, like cooking videos, travel vlogs, or sports commentary where you can see what's happening. Then gradually move to podcasts and audiobooks as your comprehension improves. And use subtitles strategically. Start with English subtitles to follow the plot, then switch to subtitles in your target language once you can handle it, then eventually watch without subtitles. This progression builds your listening comprehension systematically without overwhelming you. Strategy 2. Speak from day one. Even though you'll sound ridiculous, this is the part everyone wants to avoid because it's uncomfortable and makes you feel stupid. But you need to start speaking your target language immediately, like within the first week of learning. I'm not saying you need to have deep philosophical conversations. I'm saying you need to practice making sounds with your mouth and forming basic sentences out loud. There are a few ways to do this. The easiest is to find a language exchange partner on apps like Tandem or HelloTalk. These are people learning your native language who speak the language you're learning. You spend 30 minutes helping them with English. They spend 30 minutes helping you with Spanish or French or whatever. It's free, it's effective, and it forces you to actually use the language with a real human who will correct your mistakes. If talking to strangers sounds terrible, hire a tutor on italki. It's like 8 to 15 per hour for a conversation session with a native speaker. You don't need formal lessons, just conversation practice where you attempt to talk and they gently correct you. I do this twice a week for Spanish, and it's been the single most effective thing I've done for my language learning. More effective than any app, any course, any textbook. The other thing I do is talk to myself in my target language. Yes, I realize this sounds insane. But when I'm cooking dinner, I'll narrate what I'm doing in Spanish. Estoy cortando cebollas. Necesito 3 dientes de ajo. I'm cutting onions. I need 3 cloves of garlic. When I'm walking to the gym, I'll think through my day in Spanish instead of English. This builds fluency because you're practicing retrieval constantly throughout the day. Your goal in the first few months isn't to speak perfectly. It's to get comfortable making mistakes and thinking on your feet. You will say ridiculous things. You will accidentally tell someone their grandmother is a potato. You will use the wrong gender for every single noun. That's completely normal, and it's how everyone learns. The people who become fluent are the ones who push through the embarrassing phase instead of waiting until they're good enough to start speaking. Strategy 3. Build a core vocabulary through spaced repetition. Okay, here's the one thing that apps actually do well. Spaced repetition for vocabulary. This is the technique where you review words right before you're about to forget them, which is the optimal time for your brain to strengthen that memory. Anki is the gold standard app for this, though the interface looks like it was designed in 2003 by someone who hates visual design. But it works incredibly well. Here's what you do. During your first month, learn the 1,000 most common words in your target language. These words make up about 70 to 80 of everyday conversation. You can find pre-made decks online with these frequency-ranked words. Spend 15 to 20 minutes per day reviewing these flashcards. And this is important, you need to make your flashcards properly. Don't just put house equals casa on a card. That teaches you translation, not acquisition. Instead, put an image of a house on one side and casa on the other. Or better yet, put a sentence using casa in context. Your brain needs to associate the word with meaning, not with the English translation. This is how kids learn language naturally. After you've got those first 1,000 words down, which should take about 2 to 3 months of daily practice, you can add new words as you encounter them in your immersion content. See a word you don't know in a video? Add it to Anki with context. Your brain will remember it better because you've seen it used in a real situation, not just on a flashcard. I spend about 20 minutes every morning reviewing my Anki decks while drinking coffee. It's become part of my routine, like brushing my teeth except for my brain. After 18 months of this, I have about 3,500 Spanish words in my active vocabulary, which is enough to have conversations about pretty much anything that doesn't require technical jargon. Can I discuss quantum physics in Spanish? Absolutely not. Can I order food, make small talk, and understand most TV shows? Yes, and that's what actually matters. Quick language learning hacks that work. 1. Change your phone and social media to your target language. This gives you constant low-level exposure throughout the day. You already know what all the buttons do, so you'll understand from context, but your brain is constantly processing the language. After 2 weeks, you won't even notice. After 2 months, you'll have absorbed a bunch of useful vocabulary without trying. 2. Use language-specific music playlists. Make a playlist of music in your target language and put it on repeat. Your brain will naturally start picking up phrases and pronunciation patterns. You don't need to actively study the lyrics. Just let them wash over you while you're doing other things. I have a Spanish playlist with like 200 songs that I listen to constantly, and I've unconsciously learned entire verses just from repetition. Can I tell you what they mean? Not always. But my pronunciation has gotten way better. 3. Set tiny daily minimums. Don't set a goal like study for an hour. Set a goal like watch one 5-minute video in Spanish or have one text conversation with my language partner. Make it so small that you can't fail. Once you start, you'll usually do more than the minimum because starting is the hard part. But even on your worst days, you can hit a 5-minute minimum, which keeps your streak alive and prevents you from falling off completely. The realistic timeline. When will I actually be fluent? Let's be honest about this because language learning scams love to promise fluency in 3 months, which is absolute nonsense unless you're living in the country and speaking the language 8 hours a day. Here's a realistic timeline based on about 30 to 60 minutes of daily practice. After 3 months, you can handle basic conversations, order food, ask directions, introduce yourself. You understand way more than you can speak. You're still translating in your head, but getting faster at it. After 6 months, you can have real conversations about familiar topics. You're starting to think in the language instead of translating. You understand most casual speech if people slow down slightly. You're probably at A2 or B1 level. After 12 months, you're conversational. You can discuss most everyday topics without major difficulty. You still make grammar mistakes and have a noticeable accent, but people understand you and you understand them. You're solidly B1 or B2 level. After 2 to 3 years, you're fluent enough that people might think you grew up bilingual. You can work in the language, read books, watch content without subtitles, and have complex discussions. You're at B2 or C1 level. The key word in all of this is daily. You can't cram language learning. Your brain needs consistent exposure over long periods. Studying 7 hours 1 day per week is way less effective than studying 1 hour every day. Language acquisition is a slow accumulation of neural patterns that requires time and repetition. The truth about language learning a language isn't about finding the perfect app or the perfect method or the perfect course. It's about consistent exposure to comprehensible input, regular practice with active output, and pushing through the uncomfortable phase where you sound like an idiot. That's it. That's the whole thing. The reason most people fail isn't because they can't learn languages. It's because they give up during the awkward middle phase when progress feels slow and they still can't express themselves properly. But if you stick with it, if you show up every day even when it's frustrating, You will eventually reach a tipping point where the language clicks, and suddenly you're understanding way more than you realized. I'm not fully fluent in Spanish yet. I still make mistakes, still have to ask people to repeat themselves sometimes, still occasionally say something that makes native speakers laugh. But I can have real conversations, watch shows without subtitles, and navigate Spanish-speaking countries without Google Translate. And that happened because I stopped treating language learning like school homework and started treating it like a skill I needed to practice every single day. So pick your language. Find some content you actually want to watch. Download Anki and learn your first 100 words. Find a conversation partner and have an awkward 10-minute chat where you mostly just say no entiendo and más despacio por favor. Do that every day for 6 months, and you'll be shocked at how much progress you make. And maybe one day you'll be able to confidently order food without accidentally asking for the library. That's the dream right there.